How is everyone? And Flower, you are the only one. It's just you and me. Or are you here still? Let's see. Let's see who's going to show up today. You never know. Yesterday evening, my second live stream, I had a sweep through. What I can only imagine is a glitch in the algorithms. Anomaly. Anomaly. Good thing there's no one here to hear me mispronounce that. Where we had 58 people sweep into the chat, sweep into the live stream. With a whole lot of stuff to say. I couldn't keep up. I can't keep up when we have more than 6 people in the chat. But it was fun dealing with 58 people, and not everyone had, the best intent. There was people there to, who knows why they were there, but with, things to say. Some funny things to say, some not so funny, but they thought was funny things to say. And as I mentioned before, I have no problem with that whatsoever. That all of it, you think you're onto something. You think that you're, I don't like using the term progress. I don't think we make progress on a spiritual path. We just, layers of revelation, layers of self-revelation. We go deeper and deeper and deeper with ourselves. But if you think, let's say, if you think you're making progress in forgiveness, and you get hit by 58 people coming into your live stream with, let's say, 55 of them wanting to say some not pleasant things, well, that's a good test. See where you are. You get to dive a little bit deeper. You get to forgive a little bit more. What a great opportunity. If I can't do that, on a YouTube live stream, how am I going to do it when it's a real life situation and not words on a screen? Mr. Poofinator says, fart from April, top of the afternoon, top of the afternoon to you. You know what? If it was just you and I in the chat, I probably would have went ahead and done it for you. But now we got 2 people in the chat, and I'm feeling a little bit shy, so I can't do it. Let's see. Is that Relic 187? Shoot, my friend. Always happy for questions. I can't guarantee you that I have an answer, though. We'll see what happens. Mr. Poopinator says, darn. Hey, but you know what? The day is young. I just said lunch, not more than an hour ago. Let's see. Relics wants to know if I played the skin flu. What an interesting question. Let's see. I'm trying to think of the best way to answer that. I always try to give an honest answer. The answer will be that I actually am a practicing amateur brahmacharya, which means that I practice sexual abstinence, including self-sexual abstinence, that or are you asking of my sexuality? Which is always a weird question to have somebody ask. Muscle Worship says celibacy. Yeah, on the surface level, celibacy. On the deeper level, it's being aware of how we use and utilize our sexual energy. So for me, because, I'm not a monk, I don't have a vow of celibacy. I just, I know that I feel better when I manage my sexual energy. That for me personally, I think that I could still have an active sex life and manage my sexual energy, if that makes sense. Now, if I had taken a vow of celibacy, that would be a different thing. Um, for me, though, I didn't want to get caught up in the thoughts of sex, especially outside of a. I'm not in right now in a sexual relationship. Um, who knows what the future holds? Who knows what tomorrow holds? You know. Let's see. Let me bring up my desktop because I can see some of this stuff better.
Their paths converge once more as they prepare for.
Sorry, guys. Muscle Worship says it seemed like you have desire for men. Why would it seem like that? If I had a desire for men, I would be with a man. You know, it would be a pretty simple thing. Let's see. Wolf is here. Wolf says, hi, a flower. Maximum says, creep, creep, creep. And oil up. Let's see. So, we can keep everything up. I answer everything. The only time I ever want anything deleted is when it's a personal attack on people in the conversation. On me, I don't see any attack. Or let's say that any attack that happens, I don't have anything to defend, which makes my life a whole lot easier. You know, if I had to defend my sexuality one way or the other, man, what an awful way to go through life. Always having to defend myself. And that's liking women or liking men, either way. If I had to defend myself on any issue, what a tiresome way to go through life. It just takes a whole lot of energy to defend when I could just as easily be open about absolutely everything. Not only can I be open, I can be kind. And I don't need someone to come in here and be kind to me in order for me to choose kindness. I don't need someone to come in here and create a peaceful atmosphere in order for me to be peaceful. I can have all that right here without anything outside. So when I see, you know, Maximus, when I see all these other people, I have no trouble with that whatsoever. How does that affect me? I don't know these people. It's words in a screen. As far as I know, they don't even actually exist. They're ghosts in the machine, created to help me work on being more forgiving, to work on being kinder, to work on being more defenselessness. So, let's see. Let's catch up here. Let's see. William, am I pronouncing that right? It says, what is your favorite book? Man, it changes all the time. I think right now with fiction, probably, man, Lonesome Dove. Nonfiction, maybe Born to Run, because it just changed my life so drastically. Of course, that's leaving out some of the spiritual classics like the Tao Te Ching and the Bhagavad Gita. Let's see. So that's a great question. I'm asked that fairly often, and I think the answer changes all the time. Let's see. Dan says, I think you are my grandfather. That could be. You know what? You never know. Miss Pupinator says, seems like I had a desire for steroids. Let's see. Who? Muscle Worship? Or, let's see, I'm hauled up for this. Man, you didn't have to get oiled up for this. You could have came oil-free. Sanity Not Found says, you seem very nice, Miss Eric. Thank you. I have been nice. I have been not so nice in the past. What I try to do is just be myself, um, which means you take each moment as it comes, as you know, you live life. Let's see, Balsack, bro. Uh, you should play Doom and Doom 2. You know what? It's been probably 30 plus years since I played a video game. It's come a long way from what I have some YouTube friends that are gamers, gaming channels, and it's completely awesome. And I go visit them and I get lost in the detail. Let's see, James says, looks like he has AIDS. I've actually been with people who have AIDS, and um, yeah, it's pretty bad. So it is pretty bad. I hope if you ever have the occasion to sit with someone who has AIDS, who's dying from AIDS, that you can extend a hand and be kind and be compassionate. Mr. Poopiner says, I like turtles. I absolutely love turtles. Absolutely love them. Let's see. Where are we? What's my favorite what's my favorite movie? That changes a lot too. You know what doesn't change though? Rocky never changes. Rocky's always up there. I mentioned quite a bit the movie Marty. I'm sorry, Harvey, with Jimmy Stewart and a 6 foot tall invisible rabbit. Sanders says, say Black Hawk for my autistic brother. Black Hawk. Let's see. Flower says, oh, you're so sweet. So I might get lost in some of the conversation here. I'm working my way through. I apologize. Dottie's here. Hello, Dottie. Stephen King. I love Stephen King. I love Stephen King books. It's been a while since I've read one. I think maybe it might be the seminal Stephen King classic. Wolf says, hi, Dottie. Do I believe in God? I believe in the isness of God, but not the concept of God. I liken it to the Tao in the Tao Te Ching, when they say the Tao that can be told is not the true Tao, that the God that can be described, the God that can be put in scriptures is not the true God. It's just a concept of God. Flower says, oh, let's get on with this. We're diving in, Flower. We're diving in. Eric Lapointe says, hey, chat. I'm just listening. Can't see my phone. And I'm up louder to say hi. I appreciate that. Let's see. Sanders Zaley says, say Black Hawk for my autistic brother. Black Hawk. Smurf says, hey guys, Smurf, how are you, my friend? Hi, Mr. Poopy. I like that greeting. Stephen Hawking. I'm not sure how I feel about Stephen Hawking. Not being he was a astrophysicist. I almost said quantum physicist. Not being a astrophysicist, you know, I shouldn't have an opinion one way or the other, should I? Let's see. Sanders is saying, can I say Hugh Janus? I can. I don't know what that means. Janus, isn't that face? So, Flower dives in and she's getting everyone. Says, hi, Relic. I like that name. I like the Relics because it's a magazine that was created for the Grateful Dead. Man, probably all the way back in the 70s, and it's still going strong. But it has good articles on a certain genre of music, all the way from jazz to the Grateful Dead. Good stuff. Andre says, what's this stream for? What would you like it to be for, my friend? Throw out a subject. We'll talk about it. I might not know anything about it. We can try. Dottie says, Andrea, we chat about anything. We certainly do. Can I say, can I say? Can you say? Can I say or can you say? You can certainly say it if you'd like. Flower is all caught up. Awesome. That was a lot of work, Flower. Let's see. Andre says movies. We can talk about movies if you want. Joshua says, hi. Please, movies. Sure, put out your movie. What do you want to talk about? What's your favorite movie? What's your least favorite movie? What movie did you walk out of, and have you ever walked out of a movie without finishing it? That's a good question. Flower is laughing her ass off times 3. So, I don't think that Andre actually wants to talk about movies. I think he just wants to say movies, which is absolutely fine. Wolf says movies is a good subject. It is a good subject. Andre says, let's talk about Ratatouille. I've never seen it. In some regards, I'm a little out of touch to talk about movies because I haven't seen an actual movie in several years. Flower says that she was late because I was working on an edit for her bestie. Awesome. Runner Boy says, Eric, look at my channel. I'm expecting big things here. Runner Boy, thanks for your help this morning on my live stream. Appreciate it. So guys, let me just drop this down here. This is from Runner Boy's channel. 1K subscribers. Runner Boy has crossed the threshold. He hit the finish line. He's in the big leagues. Absolutely awesome, Runner Boy. Congratulations. Eric Lapointe, I know that you can't see the screen because you're working. So I want to say out loud that Runner Boy has hit 1K subscribers. Absolutely awesome. No one is more deserving than Runner Boy. Flower says her bestie's birthday is on the 26th. What are you going to make for her? Dottie says, Disney film. Dottie, do you have a favorite Disney film? Mine goes all the way back to maybe Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, maybe Jungle Book. Andre says that Ratatouille is a good movie for people who like cooking. You know what? I believe it got really good reviews, if I'm not mistaken. Apple says, hey, McCarty, Apples, how are you? Andre says, and it's a rat that cooks. Yep, I remember the concept. I remember the movie. I might have, I don't know, what year did it come out? I watched an awful lot of animation with my stepdaughter at one time. Flower says she has watched too many to remember any. Daddy says, I love many as I watch with my granddaughter. That's the best way to watch them. Creating memories. Your granddaughter is going to remember that for the rest of her life. Let's see. Runner Boy says 1K might drop, so won't hold your breath. Excuse me. How much are you over 1K? And it'll keep going. And you only need, hey, Runner Boy, if I'm not mistaken, I think you only need to hit it once. Now let's get those watch hours up. I need to put up, you have a playlist, right? I need to put your playlist up and go all the way through. Flower says, congrats. Let's see, no. No says, no. I'm going to take you at your word, my friend. I'm not going to contradict you. Noah says, can I do something? Probably. It depends. I don't know. Can you juggle? Might be allowed. Can you juggle on a unicycle? Can you ride a unicycle? The things, if someone says, can I do something? Some things, there's a whole lot of things I can't do. I don't think I can unicycle. I definitely can't juggle. Andre said, this is a good stream. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you being here. Donnie says, yes, mine is frozen. As a kid, I really loved the Jungle Book. Apple says, I'm doing good. Today is my day off. Also, what's a yogi? I've heard the term tossed around, but never figured out what it is. A yogi is simply someone who is a practitioner of yoga. But when I use it, it's not just a yogi who does the physical, the asanas, but practices the entirety of the path of yoga, which are the ethical principles, as well as the personal ethical principles. There's 5 in each, the yamas and the niyamas, and then breath work, withdrawal of the senses, and then the path of meditation. So including the postures as well. Let's see. Flower says, RN, I want to get her a bouquet of of a birthday cake and gum since the last time she said she liked it. I got her a whole bunch. Awesome. That's a nice gift. Verna Boy says it's exactly 1K. So, hey, guys, if there's anyone here who is not subscribed to Runnerboy, I don't know if this will work. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Let's make sure that we keep him over 1K. So, Apples, what are your plans for your day off? Flower says, and maybe take her to the mall. That would be nice. Dottie says, well done, Runner Boy. Well done indeed. And while we're talking about things, while we're talking about channels, let's see. We have Dottie at 177. I love seeing Dottie's channel grow. So we drop Runner Boy link. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Dottie says you have a new follower. Absolutely awesome. 1001. Now we're in that safe zone. Let's see. Runner Boy says, I know a few trolls will unsub when I make that congratulations post. Well, hopefully we'll get you far enough ahead that it won't matter. Flower says, Yogi, struggling to read. It wasn't struggling to read so much as it was struggling to pronounce. The reading part comes easy. The actual saying it out loud, is the struggle. Apple says, doesn't know yet. I might play some video games, but I have been burnt out of them recently. Honestly, I might try to get ahead in some real life stuff, like scheduling doctor's appointments. That's a good idea. But you know what? Also, don't neglect getting outside, getting some fresh air, taking a walk, and being in nature. Andre says, I can juggle 6 balls. That's awesome. Very nice. Have you ever made a video of doing that? You can have an all juggling YouTube channel. Dottie says that's great. It is great. Apple says, recently I've been gradually putting down alcohol. I'm starting to take away my vices like alcohol and video games, and now my life feels way different. You're freeing up your energy. Video games and alcohol, all kinds of stuff like that, similar to that. It's not good. It's not bad. We can think of it in terms of energy. How much energy, how much emotional, how much mental energy is given to stuff like that. And when you reduce it, you're freeing up that energy. Now you have excess energy. And that's when your life starts to change. Flower says it was still very funny to me. I might clip that. You are free to any content that makes you laugh. Andre says, no, but I have a YouTube channel. That would be interesting to a juggling YouTube channel. You can do stuff that you can juggle. You can do trying to juggle more, and you can teach people how to juggle. And of course, it doesn't have to be exclusively juggling. You can use it as a metaphor, juggling things in our lives so that our lives are more productive. Apple says, I do have to drive to the boonies for gas and some zines, though. I like driving to those mountain towns for my needs instead of staying in Nashville. Understandable. And you certainly got some beautiful area there. Our friend Barb is here. Says, hi, my spiritual brother, and everyone in the chat. Barb was here last night when we got the big sweep of 58 people storming into the live stream. Some with the serious intent of disrupting the equilibrium of just a yogi. Little did they know that I have burpee powers. I have yogic powers. But more than that is I just don't care. I don't care if 58 people come in, whatever kind of intent they have. I hope 58 people don't expect an answer from me personally for each and everything that they say, but I do my best. So Barbara said hi, her spiritual brother, and everyone in the chat. Dottie says, sounds great. Apples, it does sound great. Getting out in the country. That is going to be Dottie's life not too far in the future. Driving around the country. Apple says, much appreciated, Dottie. The mountains around here are beautiful, and I love to go see them, even if the same ones. I agree with that. It never gets old. Dottie says, I love driving without a plan. Just hit the road and go. Yeah, that can be beautiful. I like doing that walking. Well, Andre says, I once fell off a bike and almost sprained my knee. I'm sorry to hear that. I fell off the bike too. Skidded across face first. This is the days before helmets. Broke my little finger. Thought I had a concussion, but it didn't end up being that way. Flower says she'll be back. Apple says, I drive without a plan a lot when I need a mental reset. I like to put on some folk music and just clear my head. Awesome. What kind of folk music do you like? Or who in particular? Patience says, I like your earring. Thank you. I got my ear pierced in, I think it was 1981. And pretty much have had an earring ever since. Not this one in particular. But yeah, just always had it. Barb says, I hate riding around. This town is so depressing to see so many rotten buildings that are just left and not even worked on. I'm sorry for that, Barb. You ever get a chance to drive around through the bayous at all, though? Dottie says, I do that often, Apple. Andre says, oh, sorry. That's okay. Man, Andre, I was maybe 10, no, older than that. I might have been 11 or so. So, man, that was a long time ago. That was over 50 years ago, believe it or not. Probably easy to believe. Patience, what a great name, by the way. Patient Rose, I'm sorry. Says, that's cool. Tina. Tina says, hey, how was your walk? Tina, how are you, my friend? Um, Man, my walk was excellent. I actually had two. My early one that I talked about, almost 5:30 or so, and six separate foxes. I got three on film. One I just posted on a short. Um, and then I saw a red-shouldered hawk sitting on the edge of a deck looking at worms. And then it pounced down, and I could see it eating the worms. Absolutely amazing. Thanks for asking. Andre says, I love playing basketball, though. Uh, it's a great sport. I don't play. I was one of my best friends, someone I worked out with for a long time, was a former professional basketball player. He was drafted by Chicago. Didn't last very long. Ended up playing in I forget the name of the team. It was in, I believe it was in Oregon or maybe Washington State. And then he played in the European leagues. He played in the Canadian leagues. But hey, he played. He made it to the NBA. Only lasted a few seasons, but he made it. Barb says, not with all the health problems. I've had a lot lately. Yep, I know, my friend. Hey, speaking of which, that's about a 25-minute drive down to where we are. I hope you're feeling better, Barb. And speaking of health, I'm not going to go into detail, but our friend, Bumblebee T, could definitely use some good thoughts going in her direction. So if we could send some out. As well, Salina, and for her sister Dana, if we could send some prayers to her. Daddy says, I have all my favorite music on a CD to listen to. Awesome. Patient Rose says, thanks. You're welcome, my friend. Apple says, Trampled by Turtles is probably my most consistent favorite folk band. They're very popular on the West Coast. And from my understanding, the song Ketamine is by Nether Hour is my favorite right now. So, you know what? I'm going to write down Trampled by Turtles. I like that name. I like folk music from way back. Let's see. Tina Marcel says, I'm good. I'm happy to hear that. Patient says, and I like the silver color of your earring. Thanks. It is silver, isn't it? I can never remember. Everyone's saying hi to Tina. And to Rose. Flower being the official, non-official greeter of the Just a Yogi doing burpees in his basement. Live stream sessions, at least when she's here. I think she takes it as a personal challenge. Can she say hi to every single person who shows up? And she does. And you know what? And she does it very genuinely, very happily. Apple says basketball is super interesting. I don't watch or play, but my friends have told me about the history of basketball. And man, was that captivating to me. I didn't know there was a meta to basketball. Interesting. It's an intense sport. These are some great athletes. I think out of every sport, no one does as much with their body as a basketball player. I could be mistaken. Someone might throw out decathlon, a decathlete, but they don't do that consistently. You know what I mean? You have one event and then one event and one event. Someone else might say hockey. They're doing the same thing, but with a little puck and a stick on skates. So who knows? Flower says she'll be back later. Well, thanks for being here. Dottie will be right back. My cat is here. If you can hear her meowing. Barb says, I've been praying for them daily. Thank you for that. We need to pray for everyone, but it is needed. I agree. Let's see. Wolf says, I got to watch Jacob do his 100 burpees. So you could say I'd hit 100 burpees also vicariously. You know what? Let's go with that. Wolf got in his 100 burpees. I didn't get a chance to see Jacob, at least not live. I did watch replay of the session, some of the replay of the session. Barb says, yes, we were in Jacob's room. Pull a heatard out, just watching him. Yeah, he's an intense young man. Welcome with Goldie's here. Goldie, my friend, how are you? Today's the day off, right? Goldie says, hi there, lovely people. And we say, hi there, lovely Goldie, in return. Let's see. Apple says, oh, trampled by turtles, modern folk, not traditional folk. Yeah, I thought so. I love traditional folk like you, but I don't want you to be blindsided by their music. I appreciate that. Yeah, I figured as much. And I love modern folk as well. I love the fact that it's making a comeback, although sometimes it's referred to as Americana, depending on how you say it. Goldie is just listening in. Patience Rose says, I like your glasses. Thank you. I do wear glasses. These are fake, sort of. These are to reduce the glare, protect my eyes from computer screen. But I have several actual glasses. One of which, man, I hate to say it, bifocals. I don't wear them though, because they give me a headache. Hey, Apples, do you like John Prine? Apple says hockey is weirdly popular in Nashville. It wasn't even as popular when I lived in Michigan, where it is actually cold. Interesting. Yeah, hockey's pretty popular here in Maryland. Go figure. Andre says, my cat's name is Charlie, and she is 4 years old. I used to have a parrot that was 2 years old. What happened to your parrot, my friend? I have a friend who has a parrot that I think is like 40-something years old. Patient says, do you live stream often? I do, probably too often. I live stream 3 times a day, every single day. I have not taken a day off since I started live streaming last July. At first, I did it, it was only like 20 minutes at a time or so, and it was only once a day. And then things got out of hand. No one stopped me. No one said, hey, take a break, or hey, is this a wise thing to do? If only someone had put their foot down a long time ago. Think how much free time I'd have. To be honest, all time is free. Might not feel that way because we're caught in the constraint of time. But if we can free ourselves from that constraint, it's a pretty miraculous event. Barbara's saying hi to Sister Goldie. Apple's going to look up John Prine. I hope you like him. So much good stuff. I'm trying to think, should I recommend something or just let you dive in and experience John Prine and all of his glory on your lonesome? So Andre, my cat is named Black Cat. And her sister is named the other Black Cat. Or it might be the other way around. Patient Rose says, oh. Yeah, to me, this is part of my, I like to think of it as part of my, for lack of a better term, part of my spiritual practice. That I get to come in here and interact with people. I get to come in here and be kind with people. I get to come in here and be patient. More than that, I get to be kind to myself. I get to be kind and patient and caring and compassionate to myself. Which is why everything's perfect. That, you know, if you were up above and you saw some of the comments coming in, I could read it in a mean-spirited way, or I could use it as an opportunity um, just to be lighthearted. You know, I don't have to take anything seriously. Why would I get upset over um, words on a screen? And if I can be peaceful on words on a screen, then you take it to the next level. How about in a traffic jam? How about in a crowd somewhere? How about when someone is actually in your face doing something like that? Can I stay calm? Can I make that same claim that my strength is in my defenselessness? Um, so far, pretty much, pretty much, pretty much, if that makes sense. Barb says we all have to learn at one time or another. Oh, let's see. I'm sorry, I missed the first comment. My brother, I have to start my walking today. We will be at a memorial, and I will walk in the center garden there. Awesome. Keep it within your. Don't push it too hard, Barb. Angel from Montgomery, beautiful song. Might be my favorite. Paradise. Man, so many souvenirs. Hello in there. I'm glad you like it. Angel from Montgomery is just a beautiful, beautiful song. Emmylou Harris did a version of, not Emmylou Harris. Um, Man, I can't think of her name. I do like Emmylou Harris. It'll come to me. Andre says my parent sadly died. Sorry about that, my friend. It is never easy losing a pet. You're losing a family member. Patience Rose says, that's good. You have a good time live streaming. Yeah, and to be honest with you, if I didn't have a good time, I wouldn't be doing it at all. Just walk away. I'd do something else that I enjoyed. Let's see. Have you ever heard the song "Don't Fence Me In"? I have, by Bill Crosby. I don't know if I've heard that version. That's some Western oldies, but I love this song. Was recently featured in the Fallout show. My father had me listening to cowboy songs when I was just a kid, very, very young kid. So I have a fondness for cowboy music, as well as paperback westerns, Louis L'Amour, Zane Grey. Barb says the citrus come out first, then 100 steps to start. Awesome. But the plants and butterflies made of iron is great to be around. Yeah, you know what? Environment is very healing. If you get to an environment that has a positive source of energy for you, it's definitely a healing modality. Patient says, as long as you're happy. I agree. And here's the trick. Can you be happy in doing things that don't make you happy? And it is a trick. And for me, the answer is sometimes. Sorry, guys, I got some allergies kicking in a bit. Summertime in the mid-Atlantic, probably summertime in the eastern seaboard. So once again, I want to say a big congratulations to our friend Runner Boy. 1,001 subscribers. If someone hears me say this and they're not subscribed to Runner Boy, let me know and I'll drop the link again. Barb says, I only wish the flowers were bloomed. Yeah, that would make it extra nice, wouldn't it? Andre says, I live in Illinois, and there was a severe storm. Woke me up at 6 a.m. in the morning. Well, I'm glad you're safe. I hope there was no damage around there. And I hope friends and neighbors are okay. About 3 weeks ago, I had a tornado touch down in my backyard. And it tore up some long-standing trees that were over 50 years old. Really sad to see them go. Apple says, please feel free to recommend any cowboy music. on the top of your head. A good day for me is to go out in my Western boots and drive around on a sunny day, listening to that kind of music. That sounds like an awesome day. Um, Sons of the Pioneers, they might be more country and Western than traditional cowboy, but they do some cowboy songs as well. I just got a beep, so I'm going to check in there and see who's beeping me. Let's see. So I got a message from our friend T, Bumblebee T, and she said it was okay to share some news. She is in the hospital right now, but she's getting help, which is a good thing. So we send out prayers for her. Patience Rose says, I hate allergies. Yeah, they're pain, aren't they? Usually I can cruise by fairly well, and then out of the blue it seems to hit me like right in the eyes. My eyes get dried out. Barb says, well, runner boy, congratulations. Yep, big congratulations. He's been heading in that direction. It's been a goal of his. He's racking up the watch hours, so he's going to be monetized in no time at all. Andre says, well, I'm so sorry. Thank you. I'm just glad no one was hurt because, again, it was literally right in my backyard. I was given a wake-up call on my phone that I should seek shelter. So I was going to go down in my basement, and my two cats are 12 years old, sisters, and I couldn't round them up. They were scared. We adopted them when they were 10, so I don't know what happened before, but they're skittish sisters. So I couldn't put them in a carrier, and I didn't really have time. And I thought, you know what? I can't go downstairs in a basement and leave my cats behind. It's just when you adopt cats, when you adopt a dog, when you adopt any animal or a kid, you really take a little bit of a vow that you're there for them to protect. So I just stayed up here with them and waited the storm out. Let's see. Barb says, what was sad to see go was the oak tree Dad planted. Oh, yeah, I bet. 1962, when he built the house, Hurricane Laura got it. I'm sorry about that. There's a book, The Overstory, came out a couple years ago. I believe it. I know it was a New York Times bestseller. It might have won. Man, did it win the Pulitzer Prize? I don't remember. And it's about trees. It's a novel. It's a wonderful book. If you love trees, I highly recommend it. We are seeing more and more scientifically the intelligence of trees that every native culture, from the Celtics to the Native Americans to the all across, knew the intelligence of trees. The intelligence of trees is also our own innate intelligence. We're not separate. We're not separate from the energy of trees. We're not separate from the energy of anything. Barb says, send her my love and prayers. I certainly will. Andre says, Runner Boy is going to reach 1.2K in no time. Thank you for that, my friend. Patient says, I got a stuffy nose. Yeah, for me, it affects my eyes more than anything. Like right now. Our friend Night Watcher of Batteries and Fire, Eternal Flame, is here. Hey, Yogi. I came in for some advice. Recently, I've been shivering. These short periods of absolute dread. Like nothing is happening to me. That usually happens. My dad kicks me. My head is spinning. Been having these short periods of absolute dread. It sounds like panic attacks. Anxiety, and well-deserved anxiety. No one should be in fear in their own household. Night Watcher, can you talk to your mom about any of this? Let's see. Wolf says, and Night Watcher, I'm sorry. I know, honestly, no one should ever have to live in fear in their own household. I know people do, and I know you do. And my heart goes out to you, my friend. Wolf says, if you're interested in Western music, look up Bob Willis. I do know some Bob Willis or Chris Liddell. Also, Corb Lund. Those two I don't know. Your breaths are short. You definitely sound like you're having a panic attack. Apple said he screenshot that, and I'll look into it. Look into those. Much appreciated. Awesome. Apples, let us know what you think. Andre says, bye now. See you later. Andre, appreciate you stopping by. I appreciate the conversation, my friend. Let's see. Barb says, I love anything from the John Wayne movies and music and songs from them. Old movies, always the best. I agree. Hey, I mentioned above, someone said some of my favorite movies, and I mentioned Harvey. Barb, do you and Wolf remember Harvey? Jimmy Stewart? Man, you gotta love Jimmy Stewart. Henry Fonda. Barb says, bye, Andre. You're always welcome. You certainly are, my friend. Patience says, may I leave? Patience, you're always free to leave, and you're always free to come back. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate the conversation. Wolf says, Bob's last album, especially, he cut it the day before he passed away. Jacob, we were talking about you. Sorry I missed your live stream. Jacob says, greeting, blessings, and big salute to you all. Hey, brother, Mr. Yogi, hit the like button and share out our great friend, Mr. Yogi, the legendary. Much love to you. Thank you, my friend. Jacob's a good friend, and he is, as mentioned above, by all of us, by Wolf, by Barb, he is one intense individual in the best way possible. He knows when to turn on the heat. He knows when to step back and have a good time. So, hey, wow, I got 14 likes. Much appreciated, friends. Eric Point says, well, great for Runner Boy. Yeah, that's big. Jacob says, let's get him to 20 likes. That would be something. I think I hit like 21 or 22 last night. And again, I can only say that it was a glitch in the algorithm universal structure. Brought me a sweep of 58 people into the chat. Everyone seeing what they could say about an old yogi sitting in his office, and how much I would respond to. I did my best to respond to as many as possible. I didn't hold anything. I didn't pick one above any other. Didn't matter if it was positive. Didn't matter if it was negative. I just kind of skimmed through whatever caught my eye. I would read it out loud. I'm not going to lie. It was kind of fun. Just a different experience. I suck at it. I am not a good live streamer. But, you know, as we talked about with our friend Patient Rose up above, if you're having fun, you're having fun. For me, like I said, it's such a great opportunity. And who knows who might appreciate a good word? Who knows that even if someone comes in specifically just to take out a bad day on an unsuspecting yogi, Who knows what a good word could do for them? So we try, you know, it's all we can do. I feel better when I'm kind. I'm selfish, completely, 100%, 1,000% selfish. I feel better. My heart feels better. My health is better. My complexion is better. Um, my hair grows in thicker, falls out just as quickly. Um, everything. My entire life is better when I'm kind. Why would I choose anything else? Let's see. Andre says, "Hi there. Is your name on the?" Um, didn't see the rest of that. Jacob says, "Hey, Sister Barb, thank you for your support. It's great to have you on my live stream. Blessing for me to you." Yeah, they were talking about you, uh, Jacob. Both Barb and Wolf were saying what a awesome, awesome session that you had. Barb said, "Never seen the movie Harvey. I think you'd really like it." Uh, Jimmy Stewart is best friends with a 6 foot tall invisible rabbit, and they go out drinking in bars together. Only Jimmy Stewart can see it. It turns out that the rabbit is a puka, a trickster spirit. It's a wonderful, wonderful movie. Have you ever seen Marty, Ernest Borgnine? He won an Academy Award for that. His best performance ever. And here's a question for old-time movie buffs. Has anyone been beaten up by more famous people in movies than Ernest Borgnine? Almost everyone has beaten up Ernest Borgnine. Eric Point says that, hey, Apples, everything is great. Thanks for asking. And Patience Rose says, you're great. Let's see. Well, I fell behind here a little bit. Talking about movies. Let's see. Night Watcher says it's not panic attacks, like my body starts to shake and feeling guilty for some reason. I've been in this state for like 2 hours now. My breath is short. My spinning. I've been quiet and scared. There's all kinds of ways of having panic attacks and anxiety, and it really sounds like anxiety. Night Watcher, I would reach out for help. I wish I could give you some advice. I'm not in your situation. And I feel for you. And I really think that you need to get some help. No one should ever be scared in their home. You need to talk to your mother. It can't go on. You can't be living in that kind of anxiety. I wish I could do more for you. I wish I was there, man. I wish I could help you. Let's see. T is here. Hello, all. I'm in the hospital as my health deteriorated. Be staying in. Be quiet. Thank you for the update, T. I've mentioned several times in the chat, and everyone is sending you energy, my friend. Eric Point says to Jacob he was listening to you live, but he couldn't text. He was working. Barb says, thank you, Jacob. She was glad to be there. Wolf says, yes, Harvey is one of my favorites. It might be my all-time favorite movie. For one, I just love Jimmy Stewart. Two, I love bunny rabbits. And yes, I said bunny rabbits. And three, I love pukas. I love trickster spirits. Trickster spirits all the way from the coyote trickster spirit to the tanuki, the Japanese Wolverine raccoon-like tanuki figure. All of them. Barb is sending out hugs and prayers to our friend T. Big Fred Monkey is here. Says you got Riz. I don't know what Riz is. Barb says, Eric, LP, glad to see you here. Always glad to see Eric LP. Not only that, I've mentioned before, you know what? Uh, Eric doesn't always pop in, sometimes just to the end. It's always known there's the potentiality for Eric Lapointe, that he might be in the background offering support, as he often is. And that alone is enough. Knowing that you got a friend nearby, um, there are things like that that I don't take for granted. Um, so if I haven't stated my appreciation for Eric Lapointe, let me do so now. He's a good friend, as well as all of you guys. Very much appreciated. T says, hi Yogi, Barb, Jacob, Wolf, Noodle, LP, and Jacob. Thank you for that greeting, T. Barb says, be nice and no sexual talk, please. Thank you for that, Barb. Apple says, hey Lapointe, hope you're doing good. Oh, Patient says, Patient Rose. One of the most beautiful names. I liked and subscribed, by the way. Thank you, Patience. Very much appreciated. Jacob says, hey Wolf, thank you for your support and your advice this morning. Much love and blessings to you. Wolf has, he's always dropping some wisdom, which is much, as we're giving out appreciation, which is much appreciated. Let me throw out another appreciation. Runner Boy, on my live stream this morning, stepped in with some massive mod activity, just out of the goodness of his heart. Big, big thank you to Runner Boy. Man, when you got friends who will just step in a moment's notice and have your back, you know who else is like that is Burpee Reaper. Has never failed to have my back. And I guarantee you, anyone here in this chat, he would have your back in an instant. Patience Rose says, you're great. I appreciate that, my friend. But as my title says, just a yogi. I'm a practitioner. And A Course in Miracles, they say that we are all teachers and students because we teach what we most need to learn. So if you hear me talk about kindness and patience, if you hear me talk about compassion, all things I need to learn. I need to learn it deeply, deeply, deeply. And I've had some great opportunities through the death of my parents and a divorce. Lost my 2 puppies. They were 15, but they were always puppies to me. My high school friend passed away 2 months ago. It's all, practice sounds cold-hearted, but it isn't, actually. It's practice because it allows you, can I be in that moment with what I feel? I don't want to bypass anything. If my heart is broken, I don't want to say, I'll get over it. Of course I will, sort of. You never get over a broken heart. The heart is meant to be broken wide open because you can hold more things. You can hold more people, more events. Eric Point says, hey Apple, everything is great. Thanks for asking. Night Watcher says, Barb, why did you remove the guy who said Riz versus an bad word? It's just an abbreviation for charisma. I didn't know what it was either. In that case, thank you. As mentioned before, you know, I'm good with anything as long as it's not an attack on a friend. T is letting Jacob know she's in the hospital. All right, I'm not too far behind, am I? Andre says, what's your cat's name? One of them is named Black Cat, and the other one is named the other Black Cat. Don't ask me which one is which one. They're interchangeable. Not the cats themselves, but the name. Each cat has a very distinctive personality. And I love them both equally. One loves to stay up here with me in my office, in my bedroom. The other one loves to stay downstairs where I do my yoga. So one does yoga with me, one meditates with me. Cameron is back. Says hello there. Hello, my friend. Appreciate you stopping back. Barb says John Wayne almost hit in every movie he's in by men and women. John Wayne will always be Rooster Cogburn to me. John Wayne with the horse rein in his mouth, a rifle in one hand, a six-shooter in the other. Jacob says, it's really great news to hear, Wolf. You're really wise and a great helper. You and Barb both helped me get through it. Much appreciated the support. Big salute. Oh, I missed what he said up above. Jacob, I'm glad if I was any help. And like I said earlier, I did 100 burpees vicariously through you. Barb says, Jacob, we try to support all our dear friends, and both of them do such a good job. Barb says, tricks or spirits, then you need to come around Louisiana. There's plenty of them. Man, and I love them all. Hey, Wolf and Barb, do you guys have a favorite trickster spirit? T says, Night Watcher, I've suffered panic attacks. You need to talk to your parents, teachers, or doctors. Exactly. It needs to be. That's why I can't give you advice, because I'm way over here. You need to talk to some hands-on, someone that can actually help you. Apple says, well, I got to be going, everyone. I'm going to call my mom to say hi and do it once a day. Never know how much time you have with someone. Exactly. 100%. I'm going to go figure out what I want to work on today. Apples, I appreciate you being here, my friend. Let me know if you keep listening to John Prine, if you get another favorite. Jacob says, that's good, Sister Barb. I try to give everyone my support when they need it. That is what building the community is all about. Love and support one another. And man, does Jacob do that. What an excellent job. I love having Jacob in my live stream. He's a positive force. Jacob, I'm not sure if I ever asked you how old you are. Or have I? Let's see. Nat Watcher says, my mom doesn't believe me. She believes all I say is for my own benefit, and I'm making all of this up. Even though I've been clinically diagnosed with ADHD, she doesn't still accept it. Interesting. And she's a doctor. You might need to talk to your teachers. Patient Fro says, thank you. It's my mom's name, and you're welcome. Your mom has a beautiful name. And she was raised a beautiful person. I'm really appreciative of the time you spent here. And I agree with T. Night Watcher, do you have teachers or youth workers? Emmanuel says, hi, grandfather. And I can only reply, hi, grandchild. Patient says, okay, Yogi. Andre's back. And he's back. Did Runner Boy hit 1.2 thousand subscribers yet? Let's check. All it shows is 1.2, or I'm sorry, all it shows is 1K. But I will ask him when he comes back in where it is. Andre, appreciate that, my friend. Man, what a great thing. Hearing someone, first time in a live chat, hearing someone needs help and dives right in, offering to help. T says, Night Watcher, when you panic, you need to calm your breathing. In between a breath, count slowly 1, 2, and 3. Night Watcher says that in the culture, it's not in his culture in Bangladesh. to talk about our problems and teachers, and we not have youth consultants. You will have to find an adult to talk to. T says you need to get some help. I agree. Let's see. Cameron says, which sports did you play and like in high school? You know what? I love training. I started very young. Approaching high school, I started training to get in shape for wrestling and football. I was pretty good at wrestling. I was lousy at football. Lousy, and I didn't like it. But I loved training. And my coach actually said, you don't like playing football. You don't want to play football, but you love practice. Just go to the weight room. Just work out. And I started bodybuilding. And as a matter of fact, when I was 16, I was going to enter Teenage Mr. Baltimore and Teenage Mr. Annapolis. I never did because at that age, I didn't want to diet. I'd rather keep trying to get big. And two, at that age, I didn't want to get on stage in a bikini brief and pose in front of people. I thought that I would one day. I never did. Who knows? Maybe in my 60s, I will enter a master's. I'll put on some size. I'll start doing heavy squats again, whatever heavy squats mean when you're 60. And who knows? Maybe I'll do it. I've done martial arts my entire life. Never long enough in any one to get really good. I got a brown belt in judo. I got an orange belt in Kempo karate. I believe I got a green belt in Taekwondo. And I've done all kinds of other ones. I did the very first Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tournament in the Baltimore, Washington, or the Washington, Virginia area, outside of DC area. Didn't win, but I did okay. I had some good moments. I wasn't a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu player, as it was still too new. There wasn't a whole lot of them around, but I was studying judo at the time. Judo being very much related to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, as our friend Eric Lapointe described maybe a month or so ago. Good question, Cameron. T says, Night Watcher, trying to understand your culture. She's an ex-ambulance person. Apple says, will do, friend. Adios. Hey, enjoy your day off today. Night Watcher says, to sum up, I'm feeling for the past 2 hours is dread, to be a poetic waves of confusion and fear, which is anxiety. And you have every right to feel anxious in that situation. Jacob says, can we get Brother Mr. Yogi to 25 or 30 likes before this live stream? Let's see. Sorry, I was right in the middle to read that, and it dropped on my screen. Before the end of his live stream. Thank you for that, Jacob. Where am I now? Well, I'm at 20. Nice. Barb says, I always do, Jacob, for that is the first thing I think to do. Awesome. T says, Jacob, he's on 19 likes. Let's try. Well, thank you for that. Our friend William Downey's here. William, how are you? Hey, let's go check out William's channel. I hope you guys are subbed to William. Let's see. The reason I'm bringing William's channel up is one, because I like William's channel. And two, he is inching closer and closer to 500 subs, 396. He had mentioned before that he has a short-term goal of hitting 500. So if you're not subscribed, definitely go subscribe. If you are someone just starting to work out, here's your future if you keep it up. That you can maintain strength, you can maintain muscle, you can maintain energy, as long as you keep it up, as long as you keep enjoying it. And if you're older, you're going to get some really good advice. You're going to get some really good knowledge dropped on you. Jacob says, much love and hugs and respect to you, Sister Barb. It's a blessing to meet awesome people out here. It's an honor to meet you. It has been an honor, actually, quite a bit. Barb and Wolf. T says, hit the like, it's free. It is free. Barb says, me too, Jacob. Really grand people in here. I'm honored to call brothers and sisters. Me as well. 100%. Patient Rose says, have you been donated? Yeah, every once in a while we have a friend, which is always nice, always appreciated. Never anything that I expect. You know what? It's enough that you're here. It's enough that you're having a conversation with me and with our friends. Jacob says, almost at 20 for Mr. Yogi. Man, thanks, guys. Jacob says, amen to that, Sister Barb. Jacob says, just one more like for our great friend, Mr. Yogi. Can someone hit the like button for him if you enjoy his live stream? Thank you for that. 21. I don't know as if I've ever gotten over 21. Andre says, do you know about the Bean in Chicago? I don't. Goldie says, Night Watcher, I grew up with the same issues. My father and the culture where you didn't talk about what was going on in your home. My advice is find a safe place. For me, it was my grandpa and my grandparents, godparents, sorry. Yeah, grandparents are great for that. Thank you for that, Goldie. So, Night Watcher, that is from someone who has been there, experienced that. Jacob says, thank you all for your support for Mr. Yogi. Thank you for that. Jacob, as well as thanks to everyone for that support. Very much appreciated. Patient says, my uncle did karate and died when he was 23. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry you lost your uncle, especially at that such a young age. Jacob says, can we get him 25 likes? It might be a tall order. We'll see what happens. ACC says, hi, and hello, my friend. Jacob says, hit the like button if you enjoy the live stream. Much love and respect to you. William says, thanks for the support, Yogi. My pleasure. Man, William, honestly, I think you're doing important stuff. And I can see it from my own perspective as we're similar age. I think I'm, 1 or 2 years older than you? As well as how much it can help young people. And I've seen you help young people on your channel. I've heard you talk to them. And not to mention, you know, it's always a great conversation. Our friend Muhammad is here. Muhammad is back home. He's on the oil rig working again after some lovely time with his family. Muhammad says, hello, everyone. Hello, my friend Yogi. Welcome, Muhammad. Kamran says, thanks for the answer. And by the way, in future, will you turn on donations or something like that? Yeah, I should. They should already be on, I believe. And you're welcome, my friend. Barb says, hey to Muhammad. Jacob says, almost 25. Hit that like button for our great friend, Mr. Yogi. If you enjoy his live stream, hit the like button. Thank you. Well, I'm at 25 now. It's only showing, what is it showing for me? It is showing 21, but 25, that is absolutely awesome. Man, thank you guys. Let's see. Patient Rose says, "Did you see my comment on your uncle that he passed away at 23?" He did see that, and I mentioned it. And I said how sorry I was to hear that. I apologize if maybe that got drowned out in some other replies, but yes, very much sorry, my friend. And amazingly, I am caught up. Patient Rose says he is 26 now, my uncle. So, Patient Rose says, "Thank you. You're welcome, my friend." Give me 1 second, guys. I'm just refreshing my desktop. I found it's been easier for me to read from the desktop than on my phone. Goldie is waiting on the tram to take me home. Tram or tram? Let's see. Jacob says, "Can we get Miss Yogi to 30 likes? Hit the like button for a great friend here." That would be a PR. And in the burpee community, we all know how important PRs are. In the training community, let's see, we got a great question from Wolf. Where is the Master Sergeant retired? That's a good question. She was here, well, not here in the chat earlier, but she was here, here earlier. We took our walk together. I got my first walk early in the morning. Man, it was absolutely awesome. As I mentioned, 6 sightings, 6 foxes. Not one fox 6 times, but 6 different foxes. I caught 3 of them on video. I just posted one earlier today, just about an hour or so ago. And I also got one of a hawk that was in someone's backyard on their deck, and it was looking down for, no, actually I didn't post the fox, I posted the hawk. It was looking down at worms, and you could see it tilt its head very curiously, and then it spotted one and it swooped down and stayed on the ground eating the worms for a while. Absolutely awesome. So anyway, the second walk was with the Master Sergeant, and she got, it was a gnatcatcher bird, I forget which one, added to her life list of birds. She got a photo of it. Princess Vampire is in the house. Hello, Princess Vampire. It's been a while since we've had a visit from Princess Vampire. Jacob says, "Hit that like button if you enjoy Mr. Yogi's live stream." Thank you, Jacob, for your dedication. The best kind of dedication. Dedication to being kind. Can you ask for anything better than that? Tina, how are you, my friend? Do I believe in reincarnation? Yes and no. I don't think there is a actual thing that reincarnates. And if you study, if you do some self-study, you find what do we have that has never changed? And it always goes to awareness. And awareness itself is no thing, and it's ever present. So how could something that be ever present ever reincarnate? I do love the Buddhist concept of rebirth, that everything is already in the process of being reborn. We've been reborn, rebirthed, infinite numbers of time. We don't have the same body we did when we first came into this world, or as an adolescent, or a teenager, or a young adult. At 59, I've had multiple bodies. Every one of my thought is rebirthed. Comes from nowhere, and it's now here, and it disappears back to nowhere. Every particle, my particles, the particles of my physical existence actually originated, the same ones, not replicas, the same ones that came from the Big Bang. Imagine that. I come from the very beginningness of the universe, and whatever it was that was before. How's that for rebirth? Absolutely amazing. Tina, that's an excellent question. Let's see. Princess Vampire says that she does not believe in reincarnation. Tina says, I used to when I was younger, and I just got into Hinduism, but I don't anymore. You know what? I don't think you need to. Rely upon your personal experience. Let your spirituality be based upon life itself, the isness of life, the things that you know. And the more that you dismiss that we don't know, the better, because now you're living in mystery, the ineffable. Princess Vampire says, yes, I usually keep this alter ego private. Comes out for special occasions. Patient Rose says, Mr. Yogi, I am a new watcher. I just started watching yesterday. I appreciate that. You know what? More than watching, I appreciate the fact that you're participating in the conversation. And always feel free, talk about whatever you would like to talk about. Everyone here, it's a wide-ranging interest. Everyone loves to talk about all kinds of stuff. Jacob says, you deserve it, brother. Thank you for that. Heckler Point says, hey, Yogi, I had over 500 subscribers yesterday and lost a bunch this morning. I had a stage of YouTube happiness. The utopian dream. We were there. The promised land. And then it was cruelly snatched away from Eric LaPointe. How could anyone do that? Hey, once you hit it, you'll hit it again. Let's see where Eric LaPointe is now. 488. Man. Eric, that was just mean-spirited. Whoever did that. So we can do better than that. Let's get Eric LaPointe a legit 501. So that no one can take that away. Eric LaPointe's link that I think only works if you're on a desktop. I think. Custody says, I'm a non-religious Elgentarian. I know I pronounced that wrong, but my life experience got me to where I am. I love you all, but ego death may help you. I agree. 100%. I'm not 100% sure that ego death is called for. I think holding the ego lightly, not taking it so seriously, not believing it's who we are, um, might be enough. I spent years pursuing the death of the ego, only to find how do you kill something that never actually existed. Um, and that thought alone made me infinitely happy. Jacob says, that's insane, Brother Eric. Good point. You definitely work hard for those subscribers too. Yeah, he does. Tina says, I am still following Buddhism now, so I sometimes struggle with what reincarnation could mean to me. You know what? Reincarnation is a concept, and you can absolutely drop every single concept. The Buddha himself said, I teach one thing. I teach suffering and the removal of suffering. So, there's no need to believe in reincarnation. I don't know anyone who's reincarnated. I know a lot of people who believe in it, but in the absence of concepts, what do we have? And let that be enough. Let the uncertainty of it all be enough. I think reincarnation could certainly happen, but I also believe, as we were talking about here with custody, that when the ego itself is dropped in whatever capacity, what is there left to reincarnate? My body will certainly reincarnate. Every molecule and every atom and every particle will be something else. But that unseen awareness of which I truly feel I am, the only thing that I actually experience as unchanging is that awareness. Can that ever go anywhere? If it's no thing, can it be anywhere but here, now? And can it be anything else but here and now? Self-inquiry, especially along the lines of Ramana Maharshi, an excellent way of diving into those questions. And don't look for an answer. Again, allow it to take you deeper without thinking, oh yeah, that's it. As soon as you think that's it, it's not it. So, Tina, excellent comment. As a custodian, excellent comment as well. Thank you for that, my friend. Princess Vampire says, hi there, Eric Lapointe. Always a pleasure. All right, guys, let me catch up. Jacob says, of course, I've been seeing the up and down myself, Brother Eric Lapointe. Yeah, it definitely comes and goes. Wolf says, I believe that our energy does travel and come back in whatever form the universe needs. It's a nice thought, Wolf. And as I said, that very well could be 100% so. Let's see, Eric Point says, yes, Jacob, I remember you saying that. Princess Vampire says, where are you typing from, Custody? I'm typing from Transylvania. Custody is in Manchester, England. Manchester, sorry. Muhammad says, I apologize to all of you, friends, because sometimes I go to monitor work and come back. No need to apologize, my friend. Exerver says, are you live every day, night? I am live every day, 3 times a day, for varying lengths of time. For as long as people can put up with me. Who knows how long that's going to be. Princess Vampire says, nice Spanish or English origins. Princess Rose, Patient Rose says, I'm going to sub to William. Awesome. Thank you for that. Hey, are you sub to our friend Eric Lapointe up ahead? Princess Vampire says, don't worry about it, Muhammad. Exactly. Never any need to apologize. Boone says, Wolf says, we understand. We certainly do. Princess Vampire says, yes, every day. And amazingly, people put up with me. Who would have thought? I certainly didn't think so. Imagine poor Master Sergeant Mocha. She's been listening to this stuff for 23 years. Every day. And never once complained. Never once verbally complained. She has certainly rolled her eyes a few times. As a matter of fact, some of you have seen her here on the live stream, and you've seen her roll her eyes before. T says, hi, anyone who joined recently. Thank you for that, T. Princess Vampire says, so I totally understand. Oh, I missed her comment above. Muhammad, I just got out of work. Wasn't able to type until I finished work, so she completely understands. And Goldie often just has it up and running. She was a great help for my watch hours. Purposely so. Just took it upon herself to help a friend. Jacob says, hit that like button for our great friend, Mr. Yogi. Let's get him to 30 likes. Let's see him at 23, which again, I believe is a PR. Patient Rose says, I did. Thank you for that. Let's see. Cameron says, can you tell us the best moment which you experienced and will remember forever and may tell this moment to your grandchildren? You know, you might think it was, getting married, certainly a great moment. Becoming a step-parent to my stepchild. A week after my 50th birthday, I finished, after 3 previous failed attempts, I finished my first 100-mile race. I'm not sure if I ever mentioned to Eric Lapointe that it was actually in the rain. Freezing rain. It had some snow. And I got my buckle. So you might think it might be like one of those big events. The greatest thing in my life ever, and this might be a little tough, I held my father's hand the moment he passed away. That he came home from the hospital to be put in hospice care. He had a hospital bed set up in the living room. Took care of him. Everything was set up. I went upstairs to go to sleep, and of course I didn't really sleep. And I heard my father being very restless. And I came downstairs, and in a perfectly typical fashion of my father, he said, why are you up? I hope I didn't wake you. And he didn't. I was awake. I couldn't sleep. He was very restless. He needed some pain medication. I gave it to him. We talked for a bit, and he started saying that he can't do it. He can't do it. He can't do it, over and over again. And I held his hand, and I was asking him, what can't you do? And he had a short convulsion, and he passed away. And I was holding his hand. I know that whatever we believe in consciousness, that it is something that does not leave the body immediately. So I sat with my dad through the rest of the night. I meditated, I prayed, I sent him love. I just talked. And the fact that the person who literally gave me life, and then gave me everything in my life, including the house that I'm in now that I inherited, that I was able to be there in that moment for him, is the single greatest thing that I've ever done. Along with being the critical caregiver for him in his final days, final months. So that was it. So thank you for asking. Very much appreciated. Princess Vampire says she did it twice. Let's see. What is William's username? William Downey. And we'll see if this works. So, sorry guys, I got a little emotional. I will never not get emotional whenever I talk about my dad. I would add as well that I was a caregiver for my mother for 10 years as her slow decline through Alzheimer's. So those two big events, as well as when Mocha had to go through a tour of duty, and I stayed with my stepdaughter as a sole parental figure at that time, 13 years old, starting high school. The things that stand out in my life are the things that I was able to give to other people, not for anything that I did for myself. Barb is leaving. Barb, I appreciate you being here. Barb says, bye, my brothers and sisters. It's an appointment time. Blessings and hug and prayers to all. Have a good appointment, my friend. I'm actually going to call it a day shortly. We're not going to quite make the 2-hour mark. Tina says, I completely understand that. What a blessing. Thank you, my friend. And truly, truly it was. And I'm glad you can, I'm glad you see that blessing. That speaks volumes of who you are. Schuyler says, hello, my friend. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. If it makes you feel any better, I missed everyone in here. I have mispronounced your name at one time or another, including Eric Lapointe, and you would think my name being Eric, I'd get it correct. But there you go. So there's William Downey's channel, if it works. I hope it does. T says, Eric, thoughts and love. Losing a loved one is very hard. It certainly is. I'm very fortunate that I get to see so much of my father. I get to experience so much of my father. And when I think about rebirth, I rejoice in the fact that the particles that made up my father right now, I was talking about foxes right now, some of the particles that made up my father could very well be on the tip of a fox's ear that I get to see. That it could be on a spring leaf just turning green. It could be on an autumn leaf that's falling. That now my father truly, the particles that have made him up through his 94 years exist as everything now. That is rebirth. Always becoming, always becoming, always becoming. Thank you for that, T. Shiler says, what is this live about? If it's okay to ask. Oh, sure. You can always ask. It's about everything as long as we are kind. Exactly, says Goldie. So we get some really good questions. Cameron says, well, thanks for sharing. I think this is a bit sad. I did not expect that, but I appreciate for your answer. You know what? It was most definitely a bit sad, but it was also so important to be able to do, as also such a joyful thing to do, to be with someone as they pass from this world into something else. The great thing is accepting that paradox, that something can be sad and beautiful at the very same time. It doesn't have to be one or the other. And that realization alone enriches our life so deeply. We don't have to feel any particular way. We can feel every particular way. We've been granted that right. It's our birthright. that my heart can break and I can use that space to hold other people. Life is absolutely amazing. Wherever it came from, whatever its origins, wherever it's going to go, right here, right now, it's absolutely, positively amazing. Patience Rose says, I might be at your next live stream and I am going to leave. Well, I appreciate you being here now. And if you come back, absolutely awesome, my friend. Thank you. The time that you spent here, very much appreciated. Goldie says, the sky above the river was in gorgeous pink and purple. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. Goldie says, Patience, the next live stream is in about 2 hours. It is. So I'll wrap it up in just a minute. Give me some time to do some stuff in that 2 hours. Muhammad says, T says, yes, Goldie. You guys know me well. Muhammad says, I remember when I was a child, life was very wonderful. In my country, Iraq, was very developed until the year 1990s. The disaster began. I'm sorry, my friend. Your area has such a rich history, an anciently rich history. Goldie says, just passed by the area with the tram. I love those little glimpses. Tina says, such a wonderful statement, Eric. Thank you for that, Tina. Muhammad says, where the first Gulf War began, and suffering has continued to this day, unfortunately. Yes, I'm sorry, my friend. Very much sorry. So much unnecessary suffering. Goldie says, I'm sorry, Muhammad. It's sad that people made up stories to go about your oil. It doesn't help. There's a whole lot of people in the U.S. that regret that, my friend. I would say right now that the majority regret it. And it was unnecessary suffering, for sure. Patient Rose says, I love your streams, and I have left. Just wanted to say something. I appreciate that. Goldie says, yes, sadly, that was a real reason to go to war. Probably some stuff added, but nothing, geopolitical power maneuvers. All of it was about power. And, he who has the oil has power. And it's not even true power. It's force. You can't gain power. You can't lose power. You certainly can't go to war to get power. All you can do is just keep displaying force and force and force. And then the true power, which is compassion, which is love, is completely ignored. Flower is back. Went and finished the edit. Awesome. Our talented friend, Flower. Let's see. So, Flower is back just in time for me to say goodbye to everyone. Jacob says, blessings and much love from me to y'all. Thank you, brother Mr. Yogi, for having me on your live stream today. Again, it was an honor, and I hope helping was a success. It was, my friend. Much love to you, brother. Thank you. Thank you, Jacob. Man, again, what a big thing from Jacob. Just stepping up, trying to help a friend, and helping a friend just because he wanted to. That's the kind of person he is. That's the kind of person that very fortunately show up. You know, I had a lot of people pop in earlier. Some just throwing stuff out, you know, being clever. It reminds me of Rumi, the great Persian poet, saying, sell your cleverness for bewilderment. Much better way to live in life. Bewilderment. And then yesterday, Eric Lapointe was here for it when 58 people swept into the chat. But if you stick around, if you get through all that stuff and you get towards the end, you got some really sincere, beautiful, loving people contributing to a great conversation. So that's pretty amazing to me. I'll take all the crap that happens at the beginning just to get the people here every single time. T says, see you later, Yogi. T, again, sending out love, energy, healing thoughts to you, my friend. Jacob says, big salute to Mr. Yogi. We got to hide there, lovely flower. Jacob says he's got to go. Goldie says, thank you for a lovely live chat. Thank you, Goldie. You are part of the reason why it is lovely. You're a big part of the reason why it's lovely. Eric Lapointe says, another great live chat, and I'm going to add that as well. That, Eric Lapointe, is a big reason why it was another great live. Muhammad says, by now, liberation by the American army and salvation from the tyrant, nothing has happened at all. It is time to rebuild, my friend. Time to rebuild. T says, 24 likes. Awesome. I got a like PR. You know what? If Master Sergeant was here, I honestly think she would high-five me. I think this would be the occasion that we would say, Milka would look at me and say, you know what? That deserves a high five. And I think you all would agree with me, right? I think everyone here agrees that this is the opportunity that Milka would high five me. If you all come back this evening, let me know. Let me know your thoughts on that. That I got 24 likes. Do you think Milka would high five me for 24 likes? Or do you think she would look at me and say, well, if you'd had only gotten 25? Either way, either way, I'm happy with 24 likes. I'm completely happy that our friend Jacob just stepped up and said, hey, I'm going to do this for a friend. And I'm overwhelmed by the fact that 24 people actually did. And that we got some new subscribers. And I just got to spend time with you all. Thank you. Each and every one of you. If you're bored, you got absolutely nothing better to do. I can't imagine you guys have nothing better to do. You got to have something better to do. Eating a piece of cheese probably would be something better. But hey, you can eat a piece of cheese and watch me at the same time. I don't know why that occurred to me, but it did. Goldie says, nope, she doesn't high five. She certainly doesn't. You know what? She got that photograph of the gnat catcher that she's been trying to get for a long time. And I tried to convince her that because it was a big event, a big accomplishment, that I should be able to high five her and it wouldn't count for her high fiving me. She's too smart. She's too smart for that. Let's see. Muhammad says hello to Flower. Flower says we are regular. All our community keep us safe. Exactly. 100%. So, let's see. Sorry, I missed your pipe above. I'm having trust issues because a lot of people keep coming in and the trolls are still roaming. Yeah, it's okay. You know who to trust. Trust the people who have been here for a long time. Don't worry about anyone else. There's no need to do anything with them. If someone is ever mean to you, if someone is ever mean to a friend of yours here, you're a moderator, get rid of them. If they're mean to me, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it at all. We'll see what happens. Hey, Muhammad says, this will be the last comment that I read. I just want to have him rest assured, saying that I'm sorry that I entered in the topics that are annoying to you, but they are sad and also remind me of the beauty of my childhood in Baghdad. It is not annoying to me at all, my friend. Hey, your sadness is my sadness. And if you feel in any way that you can't talk about something, please know that you can talk about everything, my friend. And again, I send you love through your sadness. T says Leo is live. I'm going to go check him out. Beautiful words from our friend Flower. She gets it 100%. Flower gives me hope for the future. Nothing is annoying here, Muhammad. Absolutely nothing is annoying here. Not to her, not to me. It all is what it is. Simple as that. If I'm annoyed, it has absolutely nothing to do with anyone else. No one can make me feel or experience anything outside of myself. It's all happening in here. If it's happening in here, it can change like that. Just let it go. So, with that said, Muhammad, my friend, sending much love to you. T, healing thoughts and love to you, my friend. And to each and every person here, thank you very much. I'll be back. Take care.